Let's talk about the relationship between your hair and trace minerals. If you're deficient in trace minerals, you could be losing your hair. And the question is why? Well, what is a trace mineral? A trace mineral is a mineral needed in very, very trace or tiny amounts. And these trace minerals are helper nutrients in enzymes and proteins. But I think a lot of people don't realize what that means, enzyme or proteins. You know, you think about protein as your hair, nails, skin, muscle, ligaments, tendons, right? Well, in your cells, you have very, very tiny biological machines, which are proteins and they're enzymes. So in other words, those little proteins do the work of the body. They build certain body tissue, they break things down, they're involved in all sorts of biochemistry. And they're quite amazing if you actually see what they do. They're little worker bees doing all the work of the body. So there's some really key trace minerals involved with your hair. One is iron. If you're deficient in iron and you're anemic, one of the big symptoms is hair loss because you need iron to build strong hair. Some of the best foods for iron are red meat, liver, things like that. And then we have silicon. Silicon helps the structure of your hair. If you're deficient in silicon, you're going to find the integrity of your hair is not going to be that great. It's not going to be strong. It'll break. The ends will break. Also, silicon is very, very important in the strength of your nails. And then you have zinc, which is probably out of all these one of the most important trace minerals because it's involved in so many enzyme reactions. If you're deficient in zinc, you could develop male pattern baldness. Okay, then we get copper. Copper works with zinc. Copper is involved in the color of your hair. So if you're losing copper, you could actually go gray or even white. And also copper is a part of the enzyme that's involved in vitamin C and the vitamin C complex. The name for that is tyrosinase. So copper is involved in building collagen, just as vitamin C is necessary to build collagen. And your hair is collagen. And then we have selenium. Selenium is one of the most powerful antioxidants. It's a trace mineral, and it's really good for the thyroid. It's also involved in converting T4 to T3. It's necessary for that conversion. It's also involved in countering some of the reactions that occur with the thyroid if you have an autoimmune condition where you're having a lot of free radical damage. Well, this comes in there and chills everything out because your body is making this extra hydrogen peroxide, which is very oxidating, and selenium can calm that down. So these are the 5 most important trace minerals for your hair. In protein synthesis, which is actually just making the protein, the length of the hair, the integrity of the hair, so it's strong, it doesn't break, and the actual growth of the hair. Now, if you have alopecia, which is an autoimmune condition, you have different patches of hair being lost, that could be a vitamin B3 deficiency. It could also be a biotin deficiency. I did a video on this specifically. Biotin is in all the foods, but your microbes make biotin. So usually it's either going to be you don't have enough microbes to make biotin, or there's some gut damage that you're not absorbing in the intestines, so you become biotin deficient. And this is why a lot of people who take high levels of biotin, their hair actually comes back. It's a type of B vitamin. And then we have vitamin E, a very powerful antioxidant, very similar to selenium as far as what it can do, handling all the free radical damage that can occur from autoimmune conditions and even hair loss in general. Vitamin A has to do with supporting the growth of the follicle, that it helps stem cells activate the growth of hair. Now, if your hair is too dry, then you may need some essential fatty acids. It could also be that you're not able to digest the fats because either you have a gallbladder problem, or you're missing a gallbladder, or you need more bile salts. And one last thing about that, let's say you don't have enough microbes, you're lacking flora, good bacteria, and you're not able to recycle the bile. That could be why your hair is drying up, because you're not actually able to absorb the essential fatty acids. All right, so now you understand the relationship between trace minerals and other nutrients and your hair. Thanks for watching.